the Carolinas. This is Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Now here's Odi.
Well, hello there, and you're very welcome to your Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. On the show tonight, I'm going to be talking about Doge or Doge. Listen, call it what you will. It has results. And I'm going to be finding out a little bit about farming and why we need it. Because, yes, we do need the farmers. 100% we need the farmers. I want to hear your thoughts on the show tonight. You can get me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. Or if you want to have a chat with me, you can get me on the PhD Weight Loss Talk line, which is 800-905-0989. And don't forget, I am streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube on the News Talk WORD 989 and my own Facebook page, Odi Fitzgerald. So you can get me on there. If you want to have a little look at the Irish guy, tap the glass. I don't mind you tapping the glass. It's all good. But first, it has been a week of it. It has been a week. First of all, I want to say sorry for not being here last week. As you can hear still, I'm not feeling fantastic. A little bit blocked up, a little bit clogged up. And I have been taking cold remedies. But as we know, there is no cure for the common cold. So I am going to try and push through as best I can. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about Elon and the Muskies. Oh, yes. So when auditors get audited, they get scared. As you know, Elon Musk and his Doge crew are after coming into the White House, and they're helping the President, Donald J. Trump, in finding out why we're spending money on stuff that we shouldn't be spending money. Now, I will be talking a little bit about that in a couple of minutes, about some of the findings that Elon is after coming out with. But first of all, I want to talk about the fact that he's going after Congress. Now, Elon Musk has targeted members of Congress who enjoy the rising wealth amounts while in office, which comes as retail traders place larger emphasis on politicians' stocks and options trading activities. Okay? So what happened was that members of Congress, they can buy and sell stock options just like you can, and they can buy cryptocurrency just like you can, as long as they disclose the transactions in a timely manner. Otherwise, Miss Pelosi would know about this, it's called insider trading. Okay? And insider trading is a big no-no. It's 100% a big no-no. This activity has drawn increased security in recent years. It makes trades by members of Congress often appear to be in conflict and interest based on non-public knowledge. And sometimes stocks can be related to government-funded contracts. Now, what that means, for argument's sake, just for argument's sake, I've got John here who's sitting beside me. And John, this is all hypothetical. This is just giving you a little example. John is working for a certain aircraft company who are making a certain fighter jet for the United States. Okay, just for argument's sake. And we'll just say that he knows that in about 5 months' time, 6 months' time, that there's going to be a brand new fighter jet. So the stocks of that company are going to go crazy. And then John tells all of his friends, I don't want to say anything to you, but if you want to go ahead and just buy some stocks in this certain aircraft company, it's going to return dividends. It's going to make you very wealthy. So then you go and you buy stocks in the certain company. Again, remember, this is all hypothetical because it's illegal. And you go and you buy, and all of a sudden your stocks come home and you've got millions of dollars in the bank because, you went on an inside track. Now, I'm not saying that anybody out there or anybody in Congress or anybody like that does anything along the lines of that. But I'm just a little bit curious. Okay. Now, Elon went on to tweet last night. He said, it's not like politicians started companies or were NBA All-Stars. So where did they get all the money? Does anybody know? That's what Elon Musk tweeted. Now, see, here's the thing. Okay. if you earn a certain amount of money, just for argument's sake, oh, I don't know. Let's take, for instance, oh, someone out of the top of my brain. Oh, Nancy Pelosi. Let's go with Nancy Pelosi. Just for a minute, let's go with Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi's annual salary, oh, as of last year, right, was $223,000. Now, that is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. Okay. Now, just for argument's sake, say that she's earning that money. Now, she hasn't been earning that money for 10 years, but just for argument's sake, say that she's been earning that money for 10 years. Okay. And she hasn't been making any payments on anything because, well, she just hasn't. So that would equate to $2.2 million. Okay. Excuse me. That's $2.2 million over 10 years. And we'll give her the benefit of the doubt and just say that she's, invested in some, lawful investments and hasn't been doing anything untoward, just for argument's sake. So she might have invested a bit of money. So therefore, she might make out of that $2.2 million over 10 years. It is a slight possibility that she might, if she invested well, she might have maybe about $10 million. You could invest in some good companies, all legally and above board. You can invest in a lot of different companies. Except that Nancy Pelosi's net worth, like the amount of money that she's worth, is $202 million. So can you explain to me how somebody with a salary of 223,000 a year, that's it. Now I know she might get some other little benefits as well for the position she holds and the absolutely fantastic job that she does. Sorry, was there a bit of sarcasm in my voice on that one? So I didn't mean that to come through. The absolutely good job that she does. How did she get $202 million? Huh. That's asking. That's a big question. I mean, I know there's some people out there, and you could be listening to the show tonight, and you could be on well over $100,000. You could be earning that. I'm not. You could be, and if you make some sound investments, you could be a millionaire. You could quite easily, but $223,000 turned into 2.2 million, or no, sorry. 202 million. But it's not just Nancy. No. And look at, and people say to me, "Oh, Odi, you're always picking on the Democrats. Oh, you got to stop picking on the Democrats." Okay, how about Mitch McConnell? He's a Republican. Annual salary of $200,000, but yet his net worth is $95 million. And I'm sorry as well. I know I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He had another little incident. He had another little kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, where he just froze. He was being asked questions and he just, dude, you need to stop. You need to hang it up. You need to retire. I don't want to be working. How old is Mitch? I think he's in his 80s. I don't want to be working when I'm 80 years old. And if I do, it's coming in to a radio station and doing, a 5-minute bit and just talking and messing with the guys that are in here, the guys and girls that are hanging around the studio and just, coming in, talking to them and having a bit of fun. That's all I want to do. Chuck Schumer up in New York, annual salary of $210,000, and yet his net worth is $75 million. Now, here's the big one. Not a big one, but another one. Elizabeth Warren, okay, Massachusetts, annual salary of $285,000. I'm saying euros. I was talking to a friend of mine in Ireland today, and I have euros on the brain. We were chatting about euros. Elizabeth Warren's net salary or annual salary of $285,000, and she has a net worth of $67 million. And then she decided that, Elon Musk is bad and he needs to, we need to find out where he's getting all his money from. Because as you know, Elon Musk is worth about $6 billion or $16 billion, or he's worth a stupid amount of money. And he is. But here's the thing. Look at everything that he is doing. He owns Tesla. He owns SpaceX. He's worth a lot of money because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he earned it. Yes. And he can tell us where all of the money came from. Funny that. When I come back, I'm talking about Elon again and everything that he's found in the last couple of weeks. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD. It is the voice of the Carolinas.
Diving into the headlines with live analysis and opinion. This is Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald.
On News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Attention terrorists, hold on. Here's Tara's Daily Rant.
It was really the beginning of
Hello,
Anthony
my
Fauci
streamers. How's
embarking
everybody?
on a
Yes,
world
I'm not feeling
bioweapons tour.
fantastic.
Happened to
On
break
here,
several federal
online.
laws and a lot of international treaties.
Sorry about that. Just turn off that. Yes, streamers, I am alive. I'm sorry. I am really sorry I wasn't here last week. But as you can tell, I feel like crap warmed up. I do. I'm okay. I'm off. I'm. But how is everybody? How is everybody tonight? Are we having a fantastic night? I hope you are. Didn't even look at a gym this week. No, didn't even. I'll be talking about it later in the show. Don't forget, you can comment live on the stream. Anything that you want to talk about, put it over there. Where is it? There, along, right over there, all along there, and you can comment. You can just like say stuff if that's what you really want to. For some reason, my texts aren't working. I don't know why. Yeah, not feeling 1,000,000% tonight, but I'll get through. I will get by. I will get by. I will survive. It is going to be a good night tonight. Now, it is going to be a windy night again tonight. And if you're traveling on I-85, hold on, I'll do my radio voice. And if you're traveling on I-85 tonight, be careful. There's been a lot of wrecks already. Emergency crews are on exit 42. There's been an accident right there. And you can check that out on the News Talk 98.9 WRD website, which is News Talk 98.9 WRD as part of the Odyssey Group. Yeah, I went full American there for a second. Sorry about that. Oh, lads, I feel terrible. I do. I'll be fine. I'm just looking for sympathy. That's all. Just looking for. Yeah, Elizabeth, I think he is. I think there's something about that. That's the thing. He does earn it. Like, I mean, he's got ridiculous amounts of money, and he probably has money tied up and stuff that we don't want to know about. But the thing is that Elon earned his money. He didn't just make awesome investments, you know. So I don't know. And you're very welcome back to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald, on the stream. Don't forget we are live streaming if you want to have a little look at your favourite Irish presenter. Elizabeth was talking to me and she says, didn't Elon Musk also invent a new and much more efficient tunnel boring machine. I think he is making money from doing that too. Yeah, Elon Musk earns absolutely every dollar that and he's not cheating into it. Pamela's been on as well, and she says, "Oh, do you think you need a hot whiskey?" See, Pamela, I'd be with you on that. I would be with you on that, but remember, Odie doesn't drink. Yeah, I know. I was going to talk about home remedies. I will talk about them in a couple of minutes. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to talk about them now. Home remedies for the cold, because everybody seems to have the cold or a flu or something happen at the minute. No, I'm not going to mention COVID. No, because no. And here's one that I do. And now there is absolutely no scientific backing on this at all. There is no scientific evidence whatsoever at all that if you put Vicks, Vicks Vapor Rub, the little tub, the little blue tub. If you're watching on stream, I'm describing it now. A little blue tub, take the top off it, and it's got it's like a Vaseline consistency. And if you take that, now there is no scientific evidence of this at all. And please, if you are allergic to Vicks, don't do this. If you're allergic to Vicks Vapor Rub, don't do it. But if you get some Vicks Vapor Rub and you put it on the soles of your feet, and then you put socks back on and you go to bed, you will wake up feeling better. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea how it works. Not even slightly. No, I don't. Not even slightly. But I tell you one thing that is really good for it as well. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on there for 1 second. We'll just come over here and we'll pop that in there, and then we'll drive this one here, and then if an Irishman is longing for home and he needs a little pick-me-up, then the good girls of the Taste of Britain in Norcross, just outside Atlanta, can hook you up. Got a package delivered to me with sausages, rashers, and black and white pudding. And I had a full Irish fry this morning. And I'll tell you one thing, lads, it was absolutely fantastic. So that's Taste of Britain up in Norcross. I want to say a big thank you very much to the girls for just for hooking me up a little bit. I know that's a shameless plug, but Odie has to have his full Irish food. It's not a thing wrong with it. Not a thing wrong with it. Now, here's the thing. It's a taste of home. That's what it is. It's a little taste of home. Now, I was talking earlier on about Elon Musk and some of the findings that he's after making. Okay? Some of the stuff that he's after finding out. Now, you're going to sit right back and you hear a tale of some of the money, some of the hard-earned money that you and I and numerous people around the United States of these Americas spent on your taxes. Okay? $3.2 million. Okay? $3.2 million has gone into the study of hamsters fighting using steroids. Yeah, you heard it correctly. And don't forget, I want to get your thoughts on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line. So you can text me at any stage throughout the show. 800-905-0989. And again, is 800-905-0989. We are live taking your texts. So $3.2 million have gone into the study of hamsters fighting on steroids. So here's the thing. What? Why do we need to know that? Like, I mean, if there's a nuclear holocaust, are all the hamsters going to take all steroids and start beating the living daylights out of us? Okay. I'm kind of scared as to what. First of all, why does that need to be studied? There's scientists out there. I've got a degree in some sort of science, but yeah, I still don't understand why that is. Here's another one for you. This one kind of really teed me off. It is $2.3 million have gone into the study the effects that cocaine has on beagles. The nice little dogs. The beagle dogs. $2.3 million has gone into the study of the effects of cocaine on beagles. Why? What I mean, is there gangs of beagles roaming the streets looking for cocaine? Is that what's happening? Is it, seriously? $600,000 has gone into the study of parrot romance. Now, no, it's not some new sort of kink that's, come out of somewhere. You pretend you're a parrot to, you're, hello, I'm a parrot and I want to get romantic. No. It's parrots. It's the actual birds. The colorful birds, the macaws and all that kind of stuff. $600,000 has gone into the study of parrot romance. Here's the thing. You get a boy parrot and you get a girl parrot and you put them together in an area. And if they start making baby parrots, then all of a sudden, well, there was romance there and it works. If they don't start making baby parrots, then there was no romance there. And, it couldn't have happened unless some of the parrots identify as girl parrots, even though they're boy parrots. But I mean, why would they do that? Because, the animal kingdom doesn't do that. Some humans do it. I can't understand why. $500,000 has gone into the study of racial aggression in mice. I would have done it for $100. I would have got two different types of mice, put them into an enclosed area, and realized that they don't start fighting, so there's no racial aggression between mice. Here's one now for you. $1.1 million has gone in to study the effects of binge drinking on mice. Binge drinking on mice. I can tell you the effects of binge drinking on mice. They get drunk. How do I know that? Because I'm Irish. And you can take whatever stereotype you want out of that. This one rings home. This one rings home because, as you know, my son is a little cowboy. He is a Southern boy. And my wife's a Southern girl as well. And they don't wear shoes half the time. They just run around barefoot. I run around barefoot quite a bit. But there has been 2.1 million of your American tax dollars. Yes, your American tax dollars, 2.1 million of them has gone in to encourage Ethiopian people to wear shoes. Now, they don't need to wear shoes because they're living out in the bush. I know, yeah, there's people living in cities. They probably wear shoes because, they have to. But anybody living out in the bush, it's the same. When I lived in Australia, I didn't wear shoes because nobody else does, because there's no point, because you don't need to, because everybody's walking around on sand and grass and the roads are clean and it's warm and it's hot. So just remember, 2.1 million of your American dollars is gone in to encourage Ethiopian people to wear shoes. All I can say is thank whoever's up there that Elon is after coming and, rescuing us all. Another one for you. $2.7 million has gone into the study of Russian cats on treadmills. I'll say that again. Russian cats on treadmills. Why do they need to study Russian cats on treadmills? And here's the best one for you. $187,000 has gone in to verify that children love their pets. Children love what they do, but it's children and pets. I give up. I just give up. No problem, Pam. Music. Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's just gone crazy. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Elizabeth. I'm just, I'm at a loss for words. Don't leave me. See, that song is stuck in my head now. I was playing Say by Paul McCartney, and now it's just stuck in my head. That's just stuck in my head. I can't play songs on the stream because I get flagged, and if I get flagged on the stream, my stream gets taken down, so I can't do that. Yes, I am on the Gatorade again. I am. I need it tonight. I'm just a little say what you want. Don't leave me all alone by the phone. Say what you want, but don't play games with my affection. Take what you need, but don't leave me with no direction. All alone, I sit by the phone. I'm waiting for you, baby. Through the years, how can you still hear? Yeah, sometimes I just burst into song. Started playing a lot of guitar this week lately. I did a rendition of My Lovely Horse. You might have heard it, you might not have heard it. You know the Father Ted thing. I done a rendition of My Lovely Horse. So if you're into Father Ted, go watch Father Ted. A song for Europe. I thought it was funny as yeah. Sorry, I know that sounds terrible, but my nose is blocked up and I need to blow it. But I didn't bring any tissues in here. I know. During the next ad break, I'll go get tissues and I'll clean my sinuses. Sorry. Say what you want. Song is stuck in my head now. The next song I'm going to play, the next song I'm going to play will get that song out of my head. But until then, it won't. Before the ad break, we were talking about ridiculous and stupid reasons that our money, yes, your money and my money, the American taxpayers, have been paying on on research. Seriously, come on. Texter to the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989 said, Odi, I just lost US aid money funding my study for the effects of cocaine has on transgendered chimpanzees. See, here's the thing, Texter. I don't think that chimpanzees do be doing. I know, it's in jest. I know you're telling me in jest, but I don't think that chimpanzees do be doing the whole transgender thing, because they either know if they have lady parts or if they have boy parts, and if they have lady parts, then they're lady chimpanzees, and if they have boy parts, then they're boy chimpanzees. You know, simple, easy. On the stream, because yes, I am streaming live. Elizabeth said, we have plenty of men on steroids who will fight for free. Yeah, roid rage. I've heard about roid rage. I think I actually need to do a little bit of I need to do a little bit of a show some night about steroids and their misuse, because there's a lot of misuse of steroids. What am I saying? There's a lot of misuse of drugs, full stop, but steroids, seeing as the fact that I'm getting into getting fit again, and I've started getting fit, and I will talk about it again. Maybe it's something, not something I want to try. No, definitely not. I don't even take Advil. Yes, I know. And I know I'm coming to you live from the Six studio, because that's what I'm calling it tonight. No, Vicks is about the most I'll take. I tried NyQuil once and I fell asleep for about 2 days. On the text line, it says, Odie, it's just money laundering. It probably is, but I can't say that. Allegedly, it is possibly money laundering. Now, I have a question for you, and you can tell me this truthfully or not. Okay? Would you disrespect another nation? And here's the thing, would you disrespect a neighboring nation? I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no, you would not. If you went to a baseball game, or as there's been a few football games happening lately, and I've talked to Alonso and the guys about this, and of course they wouldn't disrespect any other nation. And yes, I know we have a little bit of fun talking about the Europeans because, well, I am one. And we jest at each other, but it's in fun. It's all in great fun. It's all in night. It's tasteful. It's funny. Okay. But would you disrespect another nation? In recent weeks, fans at sporting events in Canada have been booing the United States national anthem. This includes happening at 4 NHL face-off games. The boos are not a sign of disrespect, but a protest against the US President Donald Trump and the actions threatening Canada's sovereignty and imposing tariffs on Canadian goods. As long as the trade war continues, the boos are going to happen during the US anthem, and the Canadians are likely to persist in what they're doing. But here's the thing, okay? There is other ways. If you want to boycott or protest about anything, there is other ways to do it. You do not, and I repeat this, you do not boo during an anthem, because wars have been fought for people doing less. So here's the thing, as you all know, I am a massive rugby fan. And at the minute, the Six Nations rugby it's a tournament, and it's between England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Italy, and France. Okay, so 6 nations, 6 different nations, all competing in a small little tournament. It takes about 7 weeks to happen. It goes on over an 8-week period, because there's a couple of weeks where they have a break, and I love it. It's my version of the game that happened, there a couple of weeks ago, or last week on Sunday night. And as you know, England and Ireland have a fierce rivalry. Okay, an absolutely fierce rivalry. But yet, in the stadium 2 weeks ago, it was in the Aviva Stadium in Ireland. It was the Irish Stadium. England were playing away and Ireland were playing at home, and Ireland beat them, but we're not going to talk about that. 27-20. A great game. The Irish national anthem, which is called Our Naveen, which is the Warriors song. That's the Irish national anthem. That's what it is. It's an Irish song. It's in Irish. It's in the Irish language. It can be translated into the English language. During that song, the entire stadium was silent, apart from people singing the song. Okay. And then they played "God Save the King" because there's a king now. King Charlie. Your my big ears. Yeah, you know the guy. You know the guy. And during the song of "God Save the King," now you have to remember that for 840 years, the English ruled Ireland with a tyranny. Very very similar to the way England ruled over here, and there was a lot of bloodshed. There was a lot of Irish people killed because of the English. Okay. But yet, when "God Save the King" was being played over the loudspeakers in the Aviva Stadium, the rugby stadium in Ireland, everybody was quiet, apart from the English supporters and the English team who were singing the national anthem, because everybody respects everybody else. And whenever there's an event happening here in the USA, and for argument's sake, if the Canadian national anthem, "Oh Canada," if that's being played, the height of respect is given to it. So don't ever say people that are protesting against Donald Trump in Canada don't know. Seriously, just think about your actions for 1 second. You have decided that you don't want to respect another country's anthem. You don't do that. Now, I know there has been people over here in America who have done things like taking a knee or turning their back on the flag, but look, they've got their own issues. That's fair enough. But you have to be, first of all, you have to be proud of the nation that you come from. And people say to me, "Well, you left Ireland." I say, "I don't care. I'm still proud of it. I was born in Ireland. I lived the majority of my life in Ireland, and I'm proud of the country. I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud of where I come from." But this is not really a but. I'm also proud of my American heritage because I have settled here in America. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to say it to you. Whenever I'm at an event, and or if I'm at a rodeo, or if I'm at a football game or a baseball game, and they play the American national anthem, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I feel like I'm home when I'm here. I can't get it, or maybe it's because of what it stands for. Whenever the American national anthem plays, I tear up. No, yes, I know. I've said it many times before. I'm a crier. I do. If good music is played, I cry. But when the American national anthem is played, I 100% seriously tear up and I get emotional. I just do. I maybe it's because I'm on the way to becoming American, and it's been a kind of a hard process. It's been a long, lengthy process, and maybe it's because my son is half American. He's born here in America. He's American Irish, and I'm proud of everything that he does. And my wife is American, and my pretty much my family is American. So when I hear the national anthem, I don't get angry. I don't get anything else. I get filled with pride, like you do. I know you do. When you hear the American anthem, you fill with pride. You stand up, you remove cover, you look at the flag, and I can't get used to putting my hand over my heart because Irish people don't do that. We put our hands behind our back, we stand to attention, but it's still giving respect to the flag, and it's something ingrained in my brain. Odi, Canadian supporters boo the American anthem. American in hockey players kick Canada's butt. End the story. Jim and Easy, thank you very much. There you go. Boo our anthem. We're going to kick your butt. Yeah. When I come back, did you get rudely awoken at 5:27 this morning? Did you? I did. Were you terrified? I was. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. Oh, lads. Well, we got Elizabeth. Canada's just jealous of America because the Prime Minister sits with his legs crossed. He does, though, doesn't he? He does. And yes, Donald does. Yeah. Yeah, possibly. Excuse me. I'll never make it in time. Oh, do you know what? I probably will. I made it. I had to run, but I made it. And now my nose is clear. I can breathe clearly now. The snots are gone. I never realized until I got cameras, until I got these glasses, how much I need glasses. Because that's all blurry there now. Cleared them. Cleared them. That's the word. And you're very welcome back. Now, just before the ad break, I was talking a little bit about Canada booing the American anthem. On the stream, Elizabeth has been on to me and she said, Odie, Canada is just jealous because Canada is jealous of America because their prime minister sits with his legs crossed like a little fourth grade girl attending Catholic school while the Donald sits like an alpha male. Oh, yeah. Um, there's a lot of comments coming in on the text line that I can't read out. I just can't read them out. But this one I can. Canadians didn't used to be so ill-mannered, but maybe living under socialism has them all messed up. You know, I'm not saying anything. I'm not even going there. Not even going there. So this morning at 5:27 a.m., were you rudely awoken? Now, I'm not going to say rudely awoken because there was a good reason for us all to be awake at 5:27 this morning. Well, some of us anyway. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, "I didn't hear a bit of anything. Didn't hear anything that happened." So, as you know, 5:27 this morning, we had a National Weather Service announcement. There was a severe weather warning, tornado warning. Now, I had to look up the difference between a tornado warning. Yeah, I know. Spot the Irish guy that ain't from around here. Yeah, I know. I had to look up the difference between a tornado warning and a tornado watch. So, tornado watch is a possibility of a tornado, and a possibility of it, and watch the skies and see if you can see one, or see if any one of them comes up. And a tornado warning is when a tornado has been spotted, or it has been spotted on the Doppler weather system. So, yeah, tornado watch happened, or tornado warning happened this morning, 5:27. Woke me up out of my slumber. I was passed out, absolutely out for the count. And because Saturday and Sunday are the only days I really get to sleep in. I stay in bed. I normally sleep in until about 7 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays, and get up and make the best of the day. On yesterday, I didn't. I was sick yesterday, so I didn't get to do that. But this morning, would have got up normal time. But at 5:27, wide awake, and then all of a sudden, I was always told that if you hear rumblings, rumblings in the house, or rumblings around the place, that's the sign of a tornado, and you need to get into that, the one room. And everybody, I think, does everybody have that one room in the house? Everybody have that one room, that no windowed room. Now, if you're listening to this in Ireland, you're going, Odi, what are you talking about? There's always one room in the house that has no windows. It's the safest room during a tornado, or so they say. And for me, that is our guest bathroom. And I went in there and had my dog with me. I was on my own last night, had my dog, and went into the thing and just lay on the floor and tried to relax for a while because I was tired. And long story short, we were safe enough in our area. But I do believe that a tornado touched down somewhere, and I don't know if there was any deaths. I didn't see anything come up about that. But it's something that I never had in Ireland, tornado warnings. And there's been a few things that have happened since I came here to the America. And the first one is the severe weather warnings, and we've had earthquakes. There's been a couple of earthquakes that I've felt. A few rumblings. It was before Christmas. There was 4 or 5 of them, and a couple of years back there was a couple more of them. Were you in any of those? Just curious. Did you feel any of those? But the tornadoes. So the very first tornado warning, I was out walking my 2 dogs. I had 2 at the time. Remember Duke? Duke passed away there a couple of months back. And I had Finn, who I still have. My Duke was my German Shepherd, and seriously thinking about getting a new German Shepherd, but it's hard. And anybody that has had a dog that passed, no, I won't say a dog, a hero, because he was my hero. Anybody that has had a hero pass, it's very hard to replace them. And I can't even say the word replace because he's not. But I still have Finn. Finn is my border collie. And Finn's a little bit different. He's a little bit, yeah, he's different. I'm just going to leave it at that. So anyway, myself and Finn were inside in the smallest room this morning, just battening down the hatches, making sure everything was fine. But many years ago, I was walking Duke and Finn, and my phone went crazy. You know the way your phone lights up and starts making siren noises and all that kind of stuff. And a friend of mine rang me up and he says, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm out for a walk with the dogs." I said, "My phone's after going weird." He says, "Yeah, get into the house. Get into a house. I don't care. Anybody's house. Knock on the door. They'll put you into the basement. You'll be fine." I was like, "Why?" He said, "There's a tornado warning. You need to find shelter immediately." So I literally went to a house, knocked on the door, and they were like, "Get in here quick." So I did. Now everything was fine. There was nothing happened that time. And then about maybe 4 years ago, you remember when the tornado hit Seneca? Remember a couple of years ago in Borg Warner, there was people killed. A lot of people lost their lives on that one. That was a bad one. I had a friend visiting from Ireland at the time. Now, maybe it was 5 years ago. I think maybe 6 years ago. It's been a while. A friend visiting from Ireland at the time, and we were out driving around the place, looking at the lake, and next thing the wind picked up and the phones went crazy, and it was back to the house as quick as we could. Never experienced that. Never experienced that in Ireland. Never. Something else that I've never experienced until I came here to America is, your tax returns. So we've all gotten our W-2s. They've all come out. Well, they should have. They should be out by now, or your 1099s. Has everybody got their 1099s? I know they take a little bit longer, but everybody should be getting everything. And we should be going in to, we should be getting in our taxes done. Now, here's the thing. Why do we need to file our taxes? Answer me that question. Is it just... So you go and you file your taxes, and you either do it on the online servers or you go to a store to do it. And if you go to a store to do it, there's 2-lettered stores. You go to one of those and they charge you about $150 to do it, and you get your tax back, or you have to pay tax, whichever one it is. The IRS knows exactly how much money you owe them or exactly how much money they owe you to the cent. So why do we have to take time out of our days to go to an office, go to a building to pay money and to get our taxes back? Can anybody explain that to me? Because if you're doing your taxes, I mean, if you're just for argument's sake, I work for companies. Okay, I work for Odyssey. I work here in Newstalk 989 and got my W2 sent out to me, and I work for another company, and they sent out the W2 to me. So I have to go into the tax office, and they'll say, oh, "Okay, yeah, this is blah 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 blah," and that's fine. But the IRS already knows. The IRS already knows whether I've over or underpaid. Can they not just send it out to us? Is it a money-making scheme? Is it a way to get money off people? Because I've heard, now I could be right, I could be wrong. I've heard that if people are owed money and if they don't, so if somebody owes money to the IRS will come a calling and say, "Oh, by the way, you owe us money." And people are texting in, "Oh, you don't talk about the IRS, they'll audit you." It's okay, everything is clean on my side. If you owe money to the IRS, they will come a calling and say, unless you're Nancy Pelosi, they'll be like, you kind of owe us money. Have you got that? You know that money that you owe us, and they'll give you the exact amount down to the cent. We want that back. You want to give it back to us? But if the IRS owe you money, they're never going to give you a call. They'd be like, "Oh, do we owe you money? We don't owe you money, do we? No, we do. Maybe a little bit, maybe a small little bit. So yeah, so maybe Donald, hey, Uncle Donny, if you're listening, now I know, he's got Elon to me. Have you ever heard of a Rhodesian Ridgeback? It's a type of dog that hunt lions. Yes, they hunt lions. That's what they were made for years ago. They're from South Africa, Rhodesia, and that's where Elon's from. So Elon kind of reminds me of a Rhodesian Ridgeback. Like Uncle Donny's after saying to him, "Elon, get him," and he's going to get him. So Elon and Donny, can you fix it so we don't have to get our taxes done and they just automatically come back to us, or they'll send us a letter and say, you need to give us some. No, is that just wishful thinking? On the text, I know that you truly love your show and you always tell the truth. Yes, I do. Supposedly Syrian stabbed those innocent people in Europe. Yes, I heard about that. It's always, yeah. I'm not going to get into that one. No, I will. I will talk about it at some other stage. I really appreciate that. Thanks for joining and tuning in. When I come back, I'm going to be talking about a little bit about farmers. We'll have a chat about farmers and what they do for us, because farmers do a lot for us. Yeah, they do. You wouldn't expect it. It's not all just about cow farts. Farmers do an awful lot for us. So I'll talk about that when I come back. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Why am I fuzzy again? Okay, I'm not fuzzy anymore. I gotta stand up for a minute, guys. Huh. Elizabeth, that's funny. I wouldn't doubt it though. Say what you want. Oh yeah.
That is Fox's Alex Hogan with that report. The Trump administration, in an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court, wants the High Court to permit the firing of Hampton Dellinger as the leader of the Office of Special Counsel. It marks the Trump administration's first appeal to the High Court since the start of the president's second term. The filing obtained by the Associated Press. The Trump administration wants the conservative majority court to lift a judge's order temporarily reinstating Dellinger. Dellinger has argued that the law says he can only be dismissed for problems with his job performance. High grocery prices continue to hurt consumers as egg prices are at record levels due to the bird flu outbreak. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett on CBS's Face the Nation criticizing former President Joe Biden's effect on the economy.
We found out that the stagflation that was created by the policies of President Biden was way worse than we thought. Over the last 3 months across all foods, including eggs, the average inflation rate is 4.6%, way above target, and an acceleration at the end of the Biden term.
The cost of a dozen grade A eggs in cities throughout the U.S. has hit an average of $4.95. I'm Deborah Valentine. This is Fox News.
No. Say what you want. But don't. See, I told you, it's stuck in my head now. That's the thing with songs. I have to go home. I'll have to learn the song, the chords, and then I'll have to play it. And otherwise, it's going to be stuck in my brain. That's the brain of a musician. You're just going to. Tiffany, I can't say that live. I want to, but I can't say it live. Maybe if this was a later show, like later show, I could. But for now, I can't say it live. I'm sorry.
And now, welcome to Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald. Live conversation and lively debate about what's trending in the Carolinas. This is Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Now here's Odi.
You're very welcome back to the show. You can get me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. Or if you want to talk to Odi, come on the show. You can get me on the PhD weight loss talk line, which is 800-905-0989. Don't forget, I am live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, on the News Talk WRD 98.9 page and my own page, Odi Fitzgerald. And the comments have been coming in there. Let me just get to this comment here. Elizabeth and Tiffany have been saying things. Go to the stream. There's stuff I can't read out, but I'm going to leave it up there because it's funny. but otherwise I can't really read it out. We'll just say that Elizabeth started off with our tax codes encourage charity by making donations to certain types of charities, deductible from your annual taxable income. You can donate in your own way to lower your tax bracket. Then she went on to talk about Bill Clinton. Not going to go into that. And then Elizabeth went on to talk about Joe Biden. Yeah, well, we're just going to leave them at that. They can keep talking and amusing me on that one. I got a text in from Jim in Easley. Jim, I have no problem in talking about stuff like that, but I haven't done my research, and I will not talk about a subject where I haven't done the full research, because that's what I want to do. I want to bring you the real news, and I want to bring you the real facts. I don't want to be going on, stuff that I'm just kind of learning a little bit about. I want to give you the full facts at all times. So that's what I try my best to do. So no, Jim, not afraid to talk about it. We'll talk about it at some stage. But yes, I do need to do my research on it first. Now, have you noticed that stores are locking up absolutely everything? And there's a reason behind that. Can you guess the reason? Well, because people are stealing stuff. Now, here's the thing I don't understand. Well, there's a few things I don't understand, like I don't understand French. No, never understood it. Not even a little bit. Have about bonjour and that's it. But something else that I don't understand is they are locking up items. Okay, so the big items that they're locking up, razor blades. Razor blades are expensive. Razor blades are very expensive. And they're locking up, what are they locking up? They're locking up condoms. Condoms are being locked up. I happened to be strolling through the cosmetic aisle, and I was looking at all of the condoms, and what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Anti-baby stuff. My brain is contraception. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. Contraception slipped my mind. All of the contraceptive products were all locked up. I'm like, oh, okay. I can't imagine, because they're not extremely expensive, so I couldn't understand why they were locked up. But I was in a big store, a big outdoor store, if you want to call it, or a DIY store. Would that be better? DIY store, big blue store. You know the one? I'm not going to say the name of it. And I walked in, and I was going to get a weed eater, strimmer, whatever you want to call it, and they were locked up. And there was lots of other stuff locked up. And I had to press the bell, and a lady came over to me, and she opened the cage, and she said, "Which one do you want?" And I said, "That one up at the top there." And then she said, "Oh, well, I'm going to have to get one of the other guys," because the lady that came to assist me, she wasn't the tallest lady in the world. She would have been about the same height as my grandmother, about 5 foot, dead even. And I said, "It's okay, darling. If it's okay, can I reach up and grab it?" And she said, "Oh, yeah." I mean, I know, yeah, she was worried in case I dropped it or something, but I didn't. Went up, grabbed it, grabbed the weed eater, brought it down, got some oil, got some extra string. And I said, "All right, thanks very much." And she said, "Oh, no, sorry. I have to walk you up to the counter so you can pay." I was like, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Yeah, no, just in case you run out with it." I'm like, right. But there's some big stores. There's some big stores, blue ones with a star on the front of them. Not going to mention them either. Where you buy your grocery shopping, and you buy everything in these stores, and they lock up everything. I mean, as I said, they were locking up contraceptive implements, if that's what you want to call them, and they were locking up razor blades, and there was lots of other stuff being locked up. There was footwear being locked up, but everything is behind glass. You have to press the button. Someone comes and they open the cabinet for you. You remove what you need, and you go and buy it. So that means that they've hired somebody to come and do that. They've hired a few other people to come and do that, because, you need to get your product out. It's like in the electrical goods product, everything is locked up down there. So they hired someone to come and do that. So open the cabinets, but yes, they have automatic, the where you check yourself out, where you scan all your products and you pay and you leave. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, I know I talk for a living. I know in my other job, I talk quite a lot. I'm in a lot of meetings. And in this job, well, if I didn't talk for a living, it'd be a very boring show. Yes, it would. So I talk. I talk. But sometimes, ever so slightly, sometimes I don't want to talk. I just, maybe they say that a lot of people that work in radio, sometimes we just like to shut up, and we do. Sometimes we do. And sometimes if I'm going to a store, I just want to get my few bits and pieces, go to the automatic thing, scan all my items, pay, and walk it. Done. Um, and it happens sometimes. Today I was in Ingles and I was getting a few bits and pieces, and I scanned all my bits, and as I was walking out, a person walked up to me and said, "Oh, hey, Odi, how are you?" And I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And can we get a photo? Yeah, no problem at all. That's fine. So I end up talking to people. I do. I end up talking to people, but that's fine, and that's fine. And if you see me out in the street, come have a word with me, say hi. Don't be afraid of me. Don't take photographs of me unless you're telling me. It's a bit weird. It's a little bit weird. But yeah, but then you've got, as I said, lots of people are locking up stuff, but yet we're still using the automated tellers. That doesn't make any sense to me. Should be maybe one automated teller, or step up security. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right. When somebody asks you, can they see your receipt? I'm going to talk about two little things here, right? If somebody asks you, can they see your receipt when you're walking out, just show it to them. Seriously, just show it to me. Like, yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. You're inconvenienced me ever so slightly. Don't say this to them. Just, you could be being inconvenienced a little bit, but here's the thing, and here's my stuff. Thank you very much. Go about your day. Don't start giving out to them and saying, "Oh, what are you accusing me of stealing?" Because they're not. They're not. They're just double checking. Second thing I want to talk about is if you get stopped by a cop, and I'm trying to get a cop or a sheriff's deputy or someone to come on the show to talk about this, because I see a lot of TikToks. Yes, I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. You can look me up, Odi Fitzgerald on TikTok. I do some funny TikToks. I do some, verbally naughty TikToks because, well, it's Odi and I'm Irish, and we use those words sometimes. I don't use them on air. Um, you can go look at it. But I'm looking at TikToks and people getting pulled over by the cops and roaring and screaming and shouting and, "Oh, you can't do this to me, and you know who I am, and I wasn't doing this, I wasn't doing that, and how dare you?" And uh, if you get pulled over by a cop, now I know there's cops listening to the show. Yeah, I'm looking at you, officer. Oh yeah, I'm talking to you. If you get pulled over by a cop, I've been told to say this, by a cop, say yes, sir, or ma'am, no, sir, or ma'am. Hand them the documents you need to give them. If they're going to give you a speeding fine, take the speeding fine. If you have a camera in your vehicle that can prove that you weren't speeding, go to the judge and it'll be thrown out of court. If you have irrefutable evidence that you were not committing a crime, then you're good. Don't. And lawyers, which I love, no, I have nothing against lawyers. Well, they do some things, but I'm not going to talk about that now. Lawyers will tell you as well, do not, because there's no point, argue on the side of the road. No, don't do it. What's the point? What's it going to do? It's going to frustrate you. It's going to raise your blood pressure. It's going to frustrate the cops. And the cops are the authority. They have the authority. They're there. And yes, they can stop you. They can pull you over and they can stop you. Don't argue with them there and then. Ask them questions. Be cordial. Fight it in court. Go to court. Have your day in court. You've heard it many times. People have said, "I will have my day in court," and you can do that. That's what it's there for. When cops say you have the right to remain silent if they're giving you Miranda, then shut up. That's all you need to do. Just shush up. Stop it. When I come back, I'm going to talk about the farmers. They make curry gold. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. Eh, I haven't played Genesis in a long time. I'm going to play it now. uh, what have we got on the stream? Oh. Now, Tiffany and Elizabeth, behave yourselves. Are you behaving yourself? I think you are. Trojan, yeah. Well, actually, I'm looking to get the old snippy. I'll talk about it live on air. I don't really mind talking about that. But yeah, no, I'm looking into getting the going to the vet's office and getting the job done. Not getting anything removed, just the little snip. You know, they go in and they cut. Yeah, thinking about doing that. So yeah. Go to direct tools for battery operated tools from famous brands. I've heard about that. I have heard about that. Sorry, I keep sniffing. I'm sorry. Imogene, I'm not sure what you were talking about. Oh, Imogene, was that on about the cops and having your day in court? Yes, yes, that's what needs to happen. You need to have your day in court. Imogene, I still see Imogen in my head. It's a Welsh name, Imogen. I've said it to you before. I know I have about the cops. Yeah, it's a Welsh name. Imogen is a Welsh name. You go down in the valley. People from Wales, they call each other Imogene. But I know it sounds like Imogen, but it's Imogen. Yeah, I know. Look, accents and different regional dialects. I know too many of them, unfortunately. I'm going to play some Tin Lizzy because I haven't played it in quite a while. I'm going to play it in 1 minute and 1 second after Bill Frady and the Tech Kids. So if you want to listen to it, then tune your radio into News Talk 98.9 WORD. It is the voice of the Carolinas on your FM dial. I can do it really American style if you want me. Hey, coming up in the next 5 minutes, we got Thin Lizzy with Jailbreak. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. I'm Casey Kasem with the Americans Top 40. You just heard there from Bill Frady. I love Bill Frady. Me and Bill Frady are kindred spirits, 100%. The both of us love the Second Amendment. Yes, we do. And again, you can check Bill out on weekdays from 12 o'clock, noon, right in the smack in the middle of the day, up until 3 o'clock. And yes, we are going to do our little shootout at some stage, or shoot off, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to go to a shooting range and shoot. That's what we're going to do. So yeah, there'll be more to follow on that. Yes, there will. On the text line, he says, Odi, do you know Americans didn't used to be so ill-mannered on, maybe it's because they're living under socialism. I mean, Biden, cough, cough, has messed them up. No, we didn't be so ill-mannered. When did we start? When did people, I'm not saying all of us, but some people, when did some people, have a disrespect for cops? Now, listen, they're doing a job. Here's the thing. Listen to me on this one for 1 second. If all the cops were to disappear tomorrow, right? just gone, just gone. Think about the complete and utter anarchy that would happen if every police officer just disappeared. They went to Police Officer Island, and they had fun on Police Officer Island, and the rest of us were all left here. The entire everything, everything would just come crashing down. There'd be a lot of murders straight off the bat. You wouldn't be safe to drive on any of the roads, not even slightly. Not that it's tremendously safe to drive on the roads now, but it would be even more unsafe. Is that a word? More unsafe? Yeah, I suppose. There would be anarchy. Here's the thing. If you're a cop or a sheriff deputy or a trooper or FBI or any of the agencies, a constable, special constable, I've got a very good friend who's a special constable. If you've got anybody, thank them. Because without them, chances are you'd be dead, or you'd have nothing left in your house, or, lots of stuff like that would happen. So, the respect that we used to have, I still do. I still shake cops' hands. If I see a cop, I'll walk up to them. Thank you very much. Shake their hand. I appreciate what you do for me, because I do. Yes, I know. I know if anybody comes to my house that shouldn't be coming to my house or tries to break into my house, it's the last thing that they're going to do, because Second Amendments and all that kind of stuff. You can look after your people. But yeah, on the text line, Odi, armed people are very polite people and they don't cause problems, but there is a problem and they take care of the problem. Yes, they do. Law enforcement officers take care of our problems. So when you get stopped, if you decide you want to do 78 or 80 miles an hour on I-85, which you shouldn't, no, don't do that. And you get the blue lights and the wee woos come up behind you, the wee woo, you get that coming up behind you, right? It's because you were doing something that you shouldn't have. Because, and here's the thing, you're saying, and you can say, Odi, but you lived in Europe for many a time, and some places in Europe don't have speed license or speed limits. Here's the thing, when you drive on the Autobahn, you realize what speed is, because you can be driving and on the Autobahn in Germany, I have been driving at 100 miles an hour in a car, and a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or something else has gone past me doing probably 160 or 170 miles an hour, and I felt like I was stopped. Now, if he went into the back of me, I would be stopped in every conceivable option. I'd be dead. Here's the thing, is that our driving licenses in Europe take about 2 days to get. 2 solid days. You learn how to do every eventful driving. We get some of the same driving tests that law enforcement officers get. Yes, we do. We know how to handle our vehicles in the snow because we have to do a test in the snow. We learn how to drive our vehicles in the rain because we have to do a test in the rain. And we learn how to drive our vehicles in very unsafe conditions at nighttime and how to avoid collisions. Tests take a long time in Europe. Yes, they do. They don't take 45 minutes like the tests take over here. The driving tests, if you think the driving tests here in South Carolina are hard, go to Europe. That's all I'd say to you. They're incredibly hard. Now, I was going to talk about the farmers. I will. I've got a couple of minutes to chat about them. Have you ever thought about being a farmer? Have you ever thought about living the farm life? Well, the pros of being a farmer is the ability to work outdoors and you connect with nature, produce your own food, and you can potentially be self-sufficient. And there's a sense of accomplishment from growing crops, and you've livestock, but there is cons, and it's a physically demanding work, and you're dependent on weather conditions. If it's raining, there's not a lot you can do. If it's way too hot, your crop could die. Have you watched? Here's a question for you. Do you have Amazon Prime, first of all? If you don't have Amazon Prime, well, there's other ways to get it, some notorious ways to get it, but I'm not going to talk about them. If you have Amazon Prime, I urge you to watch Clarkson's Farm. Okay? So Jeremy Clarkson, as you know, he is a motoring journalist, and he decided to buy himself 1,000 acres of land in the middle of England, or the southeast of England. and he's farming it, and he's had sheep, and he's had cattle, and he's had all this kind of stuff. I want you to watch it. I want you to take a look at it. Now, just remember everything, absolutely everything that we have, everything, and I mean everything we have when it comes to food, when it comes to our bread, our grain, anything to do with food, anything to do with crops. There's a reason you have that on your plate. It's because of a farmer. It is not, I'm going to repeat that. It is not because you go to Walmart or you go to Ingles or you go to Bilo or you go to anywhere and it's magically there. It's because it was made by a farmer. It was grown by a farmer. And I hate to tell you, here's one for you. You know the burgers that you eat? You know the good burgers? They're good burgers. Um, they were a cow at one stage. Yes. I hate to burst your bubble. There's some people out there, some younger people out there, and they're, oh no, no cows. Burgers aren't cows. No, burgers are made in Burgerland. No, they're not. They were cows. Some fast food restaurants, there weren't all cow, but there's a lot of percentage you were cow. But I urge you to watch Clarkson's Farm, and you will see that the farmer, the farmer that's in your neighborhood or that works the land, works the field, he's not a millionaire. We've all watched Yellowstone. We've all seen the Duttons where they've got absolutely millions and millions and millions of dollars. That ain't true either, because your beef prices are very low. So they're selling beef for. So just basically what I'm saying to you, okay, is that if you happen to see a farmer, if there's a farmer in your neighborhood, all right, go and thank him. I know there's a lot of thanks happening tonight. There's a lot of love going out there. A lot of love. Cops are getting the love, and the farmers are getting the love. Yeah. And yeah. Sorry, just some of the texts that are coming in. I can't read some of them. Everybody's getting the love tonight. I'm dishing out the love. Maybe it's because it was Valentine's Day on Friday. How did that go for you? Was it good, bad, or indifferent? We won't talk about that. Lots of people are giving the love. But if you see a farmer, just go up to him and say thank you. If you see him in a pub, buy him a pint, because it is not an easy job, because they have to get up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. There could be cows calving, and they could be in difficulty, and they have to help the cow calve, or there could be sheep calving, and they have to help the sheep. The crops could fail, and when a crop fails, they lose all their money. There's a lot of things happen in the farming community that we don't know about. We don't. So just be thankful and be grateful that you can go into all the stores and buy your food. News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the farmers. That's terrible. Is that true, Danny? I didn't know that. What are you doing awake, buddy? Imogene, I'm saying a lot of things good tonight, apparently. Yeah, no, farmers. You are. I'm a farmer, I am. Sorry, my head is still clogged up. I am getting very tired now, and I've got a half an hour left in the show. But I'm still going to bring the energy. Just when I get home, I'm going to sleep a lot. Well, not a lot because I have to get up at 5:45. You know, Emma Jean, I actually thought that was your surname, your second name for a second. Gonna get you. I was like, oh, she must be Polish. It's one of those nights. It's one of those nights. Oh. I'm actually going to talk about something funny in a second. Gonna get you. That must be one of them foreign names, you know. It must be German, eh? Oh, lads, I have a headache and everything now. This is not fun. This is fun. I'm enjoying this, but this is just bleh. Oh, let's do radio. In a minute. Came back way too quickly there on that one. Just listening to Tara there talking about Dr. Fauci. Do you remember he got pardoned? Just something about that. You have to accept the pardon. If somebody pardons it, you have to accept it or not accept it if you don't want it. He accepted it. So unless he was guilty of something, huh? I'm just putting it out there, you can get in contact with me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800 905 0989. It is live and open and a little bit crazy. Or you can get in contact with me on the PhD Weight Loss Talk line at 800 905 0989. I will be here to take your call at any time. On the text, we were talking about the European driver's license. Somebody texting, I'm glad I don't live in Europe. Would end up shooting somebody because they don't know how to drive in an inch and a half of snow. So here's the thing: we don't care about an inch and a half of snow. It's not an awful lot. When it snowed a couple of weeks ago here, I'm able to drive in it, driving around, picking up stuff in the grocery store and checking in on relatives and friends. So yeah, snow doesn't bother us. Danny on the stream, because I am streaming live on WORD 98.9 Facebook page, on my own Facebook page, Odi Fitzgerald. Danny says part of the German test is an 8-hour CPR, and that is very difficult. So there you go. That's the tests in Europe as opposed to the American driver's test. American driver's test is easy. It really is. Um, so I'm having one of those days today where I'm just a little bit clogged up and a little bit, just a little bit clogged up. And it reminded me of about 10 years ago. If you're texting stuff in, I'm going to read it very carefully because my brain is not it's not at 100% tonight, not even slightly. It's about 85, about 80, a good 90 at the start of the show, but I'm down to about 85. So just if you're texting stuff in, I could do a Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy. But it reminds me of many, many years ago. I was producing for a girl in a radio station in Ireland, and her name was Anne Marie. Absolutely a sweetheart, love her to bits. But it was a morning show. It was about 5:30 in the morning. It was very, very cold. It was a wintry day, and somebody texted into the radio station. Now, I'm not urging you to do this, but somebody texted into the radio station that one of the ferries, because there is some ferries in Ireland that go across rivers and whatever, that one of the ferries isn't working. Now, the closest river to us at the time was the River Shannon, and the closest town to us was a town called Athlone. And you can look it up on the map. It's right in the middle of Ireland. It's not too far from where I lived many years. And somebody texted in and said for Anne Marie to read out that the Athlone ferry was out of action today because of high winds. The thing is, there is no Athlone ferry. There is no ferry that goes across the River Shannon in Athlone. So she read it out once because I was giggling in the booth and I was like, she's not going to read that out. And she read it out. And then she read it out again about an hour later. And I just said to her, Anne Marie, there's no ferry in Athlone. There's not. They're just having fun. So don't do that to me tonight. Don't ask me to read out stuff. The brain is like there's somebody on the stream and they have an interesting name. And I was looking at it and I was like, that must be a Polish name or something. And it's obviously a Facebook name. It's something gonna get you. And I thought, going to get you. Yeah. Look it's just it's one of those days. It's been one of those weeks, and it has. And unfortunately, this song, it's going to hurt me to play it, but I'm going to play it. Yep. Week 6 or week 7 of going to the YMCA. I went into the YMCA on Monday. I went to go for a swim. I done about 3 lengths of the pool, and I died. Yes, I got to the end of the pool after the 3rd length, and my body just looked at me and said, "No, what do you think you're doing? Seriously, stop it. You need to get out of the certain place called." Here we go. So yes, I haven't weighed myself. I can't give you any progress. Can't tell you how I've been doing because I only went there for 1 day last week on Monday, and I died. I did. It was one of those weeks. I'm just not feeling great. But tomorrow, I will be going back in to the YMCA. I'm going to go for a swim. I'm going to do more than 3 lengths because I'm feeling better. Feeling a little bit, psyched up and a little bit ready for it. So I'll be swimming tomorrow. Yes, I will. Oh yeah, no, it's been a week. And I was talking about, you know what? Here's one for you. How about you get in some of your remedies, your home remedies? Now I know that you have a lot of home remedies for me. Now remember what I said earlier on, keep them clean, don't stop it. Stop. I can see where your brain is going. I can see what you're thinking. Stop it. But if you've got home remedies for anything at all, like a hangover cure, they reckon the best thing for it is a greasy breakfast. I don't know what it does, but that's an Irish thing, you know. And I had a breakfast this morning. I had an Irish breakfast, and yes, my voice does break every now and again. Sorry about it. I had an Irish breakfast this morning, and I felt great with it. You know, it saw me right for the day. So if you have any home remedies for anything at all, like I've been told, what is it my grandmother used to say for skin tags, cider vinegar. I've never tried it. I know, but get in your home remedies to me. I don't need them to be scientifically accurate, but if they're anything like, you know, no, if there's stuff that I'm just not going to read out, I'm just not going to read it out. The one I was talking about earlier on is, you know, the Vicks Vapor Rub. Now there's a couple of ways you can do it, and I am not advertising for Vicks, although if they'd like to sponsor me, they can go right ahead. Um, if you are suffering with the conditions that I'm suffering, man flu, listen. See, here's the thing: you're sitting there now, and you're thinking that, you know, Odie he's just hamming it up a little bit. But I'm here to tell you that not only am I not feeling fantastic, but there has many an Irishman who has died on his sword of feeling, you know, stuffed up. And American men. This is something that the women of the world will never understand, because you can't understand it. Because the women of the world cannot, I repeat, cannot ever experience what we know as man flu. And I am currently suffering. On my deathbed. It's amazing I even got up today. It is ama- it you know, I probably need to go back to bed. I probably do. I wasn't here last night. I wasn't in on the Upstate Pulse because I was feeling terrible. Not only did I have the man flu, but I also had a migraine, which wasn't great. That was terrible. I don't get migraines very often, but I did get one. But yes, men suffer from the man flu, and when we suffer from the man flu, some people say a hot whiskey works. Look it up. Look up the recipe for hot whiskey. But yes, I put it on my feet and put not the whiskey. No, no, no. I don't put hot whiskey on my feet. I put Vicks Vapor Rub on my feet and put my socks on. Go to bed. Sleepy, sleepy. Wake up. Perfectly fine. Odi home remedies. If your cow herd has, I'm going to read this one out. I don't care. Odi home remedies. If your cow herd has excessive flatulence, then rub some Vicks Vapor Rub onto their hooves. See? Vicks, it doesn't. It's a cure all. It is. I don't care. Leave me alone. You're being mean. I've got man flu. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. The voice of I've gone. It's the voice of the Carolinas. I don't know, man. Huh. Not going to read that one out, Elizabeth, because I'm not 100% sure about it. But sugar is cheap and widely available. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but if it's not clean, though, I mean, how do you make sure that the sugar is clean? If you put dirty sugar on something, I don't know. Can't really read that one out because somebody might do it. Funny stuff is, yeah, but I mean, that one could. I will definitely look into it. So on Friday night, did you get all loved up? Did you? Did you have a romantic night? Was it incredible? Did the earth move? Are you increasing the population? Studies have shown that the population does increase by about 3 or 4% every single year around Valentine's. Well, not around Valentine's, 9 months after it. I'm not going to work it out. You can work it out. I think it's November at some stage. But yes, the population does increase around November because of Valentine's. Yeah. So, yeah, no, we were talking about contraceptives earlier on, and look it. I'm not going to tell you about it because, well, you should know about it. But did you go out? Is it a day? Is it any longer a day where people go out and they go on dates on Valentine's, or you send flowers, send chocolates? What do you do? Let me know. Let me know what you and your loved one done for Valentine's, because it happened last Friday, and I'm just curious. I'm just curious as to how people spend their Valentine's. Um, and is it acceptable? Here's something else that will come from that: is public displays of affection. The PDAs. It's not a disease. No, you can't catch. Well, I mean, I suppose it is a little bit. It's a side effect of love, is PDAs. But do you take part in PDAs, and what PDAs are acceptable in public? What displays of affection are acceptable in public? Is a kiss acceptable? Is it acceptable to kiss your loved one in public? And another thing, um, and I'm curious about this one as well. Is it acceptable? Well, I think it is, because the house I grew up in, my parents would kiss in front of it. Now I'm not talking about passionate, you know, off the movie screen kissing. It's giving a peck on the lips or peck on the cheek or whatever, to loved ones. And I'm just curious as to how people feel about different things. But did you go out? Did you go for a romantic meal, which probably wasn't romantic because I would imagine that the restaurant was full? Just curious. Just throw it out there. Just throw it out there. Now, as you know, we talk a lot about AI, and myself and Lonzo have many discussions about AI, and we've many discussions about the AI is going to take over the world. But sometimes AI is extremely good for us. I will give you one example of that. As I was driving in, and you can let me know. Don't forget, Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800 905 0989. You can get in contact with the show at any stage during the show, and it's always there. It's always there. You can text it. All of the shows. Starting off with Joey first thing in the morning. Text him. Text Tara. She kicks off at 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock. And you got Mike Gallagher. Text his show as well. Bill Frady comes on at midday. Text him all you want. And then Charlie James, my buddy, he's on from 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock. You can text Charlie. You can text us all. Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800 905 0989. It's always there for you. And don't forget, you can listen back to the shows, to every single show. If you're missing us, you might need a little hit of Odi every now and again. You can go on to the Odyssey app. Go on to Odyssey. Go on to wherever you want. It's AUDACY on your iPhone or on your Android, and you can download the Odyssey app, and we're all there. We're all there sitting, waiting for you, and you can listen to us live. Show is always live on the Odyssey app, or you can listen to rewinds. On the comment text, Odie, I loved my cat and dog, and guess what? Neither of them, neither of them bitched at me. No, they didn't. They didn't give out to you, not even slightly. That's the thing about cats and dogs. They don't give out to you about anything. Yeah. So yeah, how was your Valentine's? But yeah, no. Anyway, we were talking about AI. Remember, my brain is a little bit fried tonight. We were talking about AI. AI can save our lives. Here's the thing. I was driving into work this evening. Came in a bit early. You know, I wanted to get into the show, get the show ready, and make sure that the room was clean and all that kind of fun stuff. And I was on I-85, and when I got to exit around the 30 mark, 30, 34, 35, all of a sudden the traffic just stopped. It stopped. When I got up around, that was about 38. And then when I got to 42, I just opened my phone just before I got to 42. I was sitting, traffic was not moving. Yeah, we were just sitting there. And I opened my phone and I put in the studio's address, and I was kind of finding out, what was the traffic holdup. And it told me to get off at 42. So I got off at exit 42. I done a small little loop, and I got back on at exit 45, I think it was. And apparently it saved me an hour because traffic wasn't moving. When I got to the exit, I seen why. There was a semi truck had a big accident, and the wheels of the semi truck were no longer under the semi truck. So yeah, it was a big. So yes, so AI can save us sometimes. Odie, I was disappointed with the upstate pulse. Why? Doesn't talk about V for Vendetta. Why was they not talking about? I don't know. I wasn't listening to the pulse last night. I wasn't on it. I was sleeping. I wasn't feeling great. I had a migraine. But yeah. Now, something else that I want to talk about, and I always talk about it on every single show, because I want to remind people I want to remind people that there is always help and hope. So I know Valentine's has happened, and it is a nice time for people that are married or people that are in relationships. Doesn't matter what relationship you're in. I don't whatever relationship you're in, it doesn't bother me. But it can be a hard time for people that have lost people, or people going through breakups or divorces or anything like that. It can be a very hard time. And as I say here on my show every single Sunday night, there is always help for you. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what God you pray to. It doesn't matter anything. Nothing at all matters about it. If you look for help, help will be given 100% of the time. If you feel that there is no hope, if you feel that you've nowhere to turn to, trust me, the people in your life are going to miss you if you do anything. I guarantee it. There's people who are going to miss. There's people who you haven't seen in a while who miss you a lot. So if you're any thoughts about anything, just remember everybody's going to miss always. And I say that from speaking from experience. If you need help, you can get in contact with me. I'll put you in the right direction. Go onto my Facebook page, Odi Fitzgerald, and just send me a private message. It's only me. That's it. It's only me that's going to see it. And I'll put you in contact with people if you need help. Or if you want to, you can call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Is 988. That number again is 988. And yeah, I know I talk about it quite a bit. I do. Because it is personal to me. There is quite a few people. I've gone through some very hard times in my life. I will, no problem. I have no problem admitting it, because I'm able to talk about it now. There was times where I wasn't able to talk about it, but I'm able to talk about it. I'm able to talk about the hard times. I had a rough childhood growing up, and I got to the end of my tether and I had to seek out help. So I did. I was seeking out help. And just remember, if you need help, if you're from, again, any walk of life whatsoever, the Suicide and Crisis Hotline, Lifeline, is there for you. It is 988. And if you're looking at me, looking at the radio now, and you're like, Odie, man, I can't talk to somebody. Can you text somebody? And if you're saying, well, Odie, texting isn't my strong suit, and it's not for me. I'm dyslexic. Again, hold my hand up. I'm dyslexic. I've been dyslexic my whole life. I've learned to cope with it. I can talk to text. If I really need to, if I'm getting really tired and I need to text somebody, I will talk to text, and it gets the message across. So that number, 988, it is the call-in line, or it is the text line. You can text somebody if you need to have a conversation with anyone. And I can't hammer this home enough. There is help there for you. The world is a better place because you are in it. 100%. The world is a better place because you are in it. Because if you weren't in it, it would be a sadder place. Just remember that. Please remember that. I'm talking to you right now. The world is a better place because you're in it. Don't forget, you can get Joey is going to be first thing in tomorrow morning, and the rest of the amazing shows are going to be kicking off throughout the day. I will be back on the Pulse next Saturday night. Wasn't here this Saturday night. Going to be there this next Saturday night. Having fun with the guys in Lonzo. I will talk to you this next week. Until then, stay safe. Don't do anything I would. Look after yourselves. Slán Abhaile. Bye. All righty. Oh, I thought that wasn't going to come on for a second. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your input. Amazing. I did weed out some weirdos. I had a weirdo was texting in the show, but yeah. Tiffany, bye. That's just a special one, just for you. Just for you. Do you want me to do it here? Hang on. I'll do it this way. Tiffany, I will see you later. Bye. Well, I won't see you later because I've never seen you, but I mean, you'll see me. I'll be here next week and next Saturday night and all that fun stuff. Anyway, it's been amazing. Thank you all. I'm going to go home to sleep now. Talk to you next week. Slán Abhaile.